Hi there, it's Lisa from Lollipop Box Club. Thank you for joining me today. I think it's time for another scrapbooking video. So I have got some bits and pieces from the March Lollipop Box Club kit and I'm going to have a play. I am going to theme this page Best Friends. The March kit kind of had like a friendship best friends theme going on, so I took this photo of my kids on Sunday. It was Mother's Day and my kids get on really well. They always have done, and I've never taken that for granted. I think we are very lucky, and I'm going to scrapbook that photo today. So let's get cracking. I've kind of had a little bit of a play. I've got some bits and pieces from the kit and I kind of know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to layer up these papers here. These are just bits and pieces. There was papers in the kit, 6x6 papers, and these are just left over from other projects I've made. So I am just going to start by using these. They are just literally scraps. I haven't actually cut anything to size. This is just what's left over. So it's rather lazy scrapbooking, which just about sums me up, to be honest with you. I don't put huge amounts of care into my projects. I know that sounds really awful, but it just kind of happens. So I'm going to do that. I did decide that I was going to make a frame. So I'm going to make a frame for my photograph. And I'm going to just, let's see which way. Let's have the arrows that way. I'm going to do, so I'm going to cut it along there, and I want it to be larger than the actual photograph. So if I do it coming down here, maybe to there, and then down to here. So let's just have a play here, and then I'm going to cut along the lines. Not sure how this is going to look. I want the sides to be equal, so I'm going to need to trim that. And then, yeah, that's what I wanted. Perfect. So I didn't want it to be the exact same size. So I've got a craft knife here. It would have actually worked out better if I would have marked it on the side that I didn't want. I am so rubbish at doing this. With that ruler still. I'm going to cut just inside the lines so that I can't see the pencil marks. I can't even cut straight when I'm doing this, and now I've gone over that bit. I told you I'm rubbish at this. Let's see how much I bodged this one up. Actually, that one wasn't too bad. And this one, slipped a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to trim the rest with my trimmer. Ta-da! Trimmed it up a little bit more, and that's my frame. Let's move these bits out of the way. And oh, everything seems to be stuck. I think I'm going to stick this on with some 3D foam tape. I'm going to just trim it off there. I like these. They come with rolls as well, so you get a big roll of foam tape, and you also get the squares there, or the rectangles. I buy them from the works. They work out really cheap. So I know what I'm going to do. I've just had another idea. Let's pop the foam tape on here. I plan to use a new stencil that I've got. It's a blossom stencil. I was selling it as one of the add-ons to the kit. It didn't come in the kit, and I'm going to use that. I haven't tried it out yet, so I've been really excited about using it. So I'm going to do that in a sec. I'm just popping on the bits of 3D tape. And then before I stick it down, I'm going to use that stencil. This is going to be quite a minimalist page for me. I'm going to keep this one reasonably clean. Well, that's the plan anyway. I quite often then sometimes end up just going a bit crazy and adding loads after all. So there's my frame. Let's clear this mess. I've already unpacked the stencil. It's a Dilution small stencil, and it's called Flower Pop Small. I've got these in my shop, and it's free UK postage, so I'll pop those on. I'm going to do it at an angle, and I've got a little ink pad here, and I'm going to do some of that and some green as well. I was going to use the mist. I've got the mists out, but then I changed my mind. Got to keep it still. That's the big thing here. otherwise it goes all over the place and then you can't see the design. That's quite pretty, isn't it? I've changed my mind. I'm going to use some pink after all. Now with this one you've got to be really careful because I've got the line there. I don't want to spray over it because you'll get the line. So I'm keeping this within the line. And then again, be careful when you move it because it will spread. Go. And I'm now going to clean off this. And whoops, I'm going to do along the bottom here as well. So nice small sharp bursts. That way you're more in control of what you're misting. There we go. That's really pretty, isn't it? I'm pleased with that. And I'm just going to clean off the stencil. I don't always clean my stencils, but sometimes when you want to reuse them straight away afterwards, obviously it's just going to spread the ink. So I'm going to keep that like that. I'm really pleased with that. Like I said, when you're using the stencil, just be aware if you're spraying it, you will get that line. And you really don't want that. To avoid that, all you need is a scrap piece of paper to cover up whatever part of the page. And then the excess will spray over the paper that you can then pop in the bin. So just remember that when you're using your stencils. It's very important. That's that. That's obviously going to need to dry. Now I am going to be popping my frame on there. Be careful that you don't smudge. So I've got my frame here. I've taken off the little bits on the back. I'm going to tart it up a little bit with my ink pad. I'm just going to run it along the sides. That's where I made my mistake there. I went a little bit crazy with the the craft stencil. No, not craft stencil, craft knife. And do that, and I'm going to pop it down at an angle. I'm not going to press it too hard because I haven't decided if I want it kept there or not. Let's go a little bit lower, and at least then, as I haven't stuck it firmly in place, I can reposition it like that. I need the sticky foam pads again. I'm going to pop a couple on there. The page is quite nice and dry now, and I'm going to use the paper clip that came in the kit, the gold one. I would prefer to clip it that side, I think, like that. And I was going to use some of the fabric from the kit, cut a really thin bit and thread that through the paper clip as well. So I'm not cutting it very neat. I'm just literally going to thread this through, and I'm just going to stick this down like that. There, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? And I also have these wordy bits from the kit. I like doing these. Just print off a few little sayings in the kit. Go. And I was going to use this as well. This is on the bottom of the one of the strips from the kit. I'm literally going to fold it over and tear it. It's got the dotted line at the bottom, so that kind of makes me feel like I want to do that. Actually, that fits quite nice down there, doesn't it? I might do that. And that's going to be my spot for journaling. There we go, which I shall do in a moment. I was going to add this as well, actually. This week, I've kind of run out of space now. I could still put it on the top. I'm going to trim that down and have a play. Right, I've just had an idea. I've trimmed this off. I've gone underneath the flower with the craft knife to lift that. And I've lifted the paper up here, and I'm going to slide it underneath. I haven't actually given myself enough space. Oh, I wish I'd done this a bit different now. Let's see how this turns out. I can't quite decide what to do with this one. I am going to pop it on there, I think. Let's move it along. And it helps if you put some sticky on it, doesn't it? And then I'm going to trim off the end, so you won't be able to see the green, but you will be able to see the flower and this wheel. Trimmed the edge literally to the edge there, and I did want the design over to the right hand side, and it really is over to the right hand side now. It literally cannot get any further over. So I think I've pulled that one off. That was a very last minute decision there. I've also got the notes here, which I do quite like. But I don't think I need them, but I might keep that for another project actually. That could work quite well. I was also thinking about maybe taking the Saturday, Sunday. I liked the idea of a project of cutting these down and actually having some journaling, like doing a day in the week kind of layout, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but that's still something I might do. I'm going to do my journaling along the bottom. That's next. My journaling's been added. I need to let that dry. I'm going to cut out the, the cloud, and I'm going to cut out the arrow as well. I like the fact that this is also completely over to the right, which really suits this page here. I might need to lift up that fabric slightly. There's lots of mind changing going on today. So there we go, and I'm going to pop that over there. And I'm just going to do the arrow here, pop that on there. So I'm going to just go across here, being very careful not to smudge my journaling underneath. I am a bit of a doodler. I do tend to doodle on most things. Let's go around that as well, rather roughly. Again. Okay, and let's do the frame as well. It's one of those things where I'll probably end up regretting doing this bit. I just never know when to stop. Right, that's that. I need something up there. It's not inky enough for my liking, so I'm thinking the stencil needs to come out. Let's get the inky board out, and I'm going to cover something up. I've got a piece of paper here. I don't want the cloud to be misted over, so let's pop that on there like that, and let's try that. And I am going to add some inky bits. This is a Dilutions green. I love that contrast, and I've got this really old Tattered Angels here chalkboard, and I just thought it was such a good match with the colour, so I am going to add that. Doesn't that go well? And I do think that's my layout finished. There we go. That was a very quick and easy one. My two kitties, the best friends. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed that. It's a bit of a messy one, but I enjoy the messy ones. Any questions, please do ask. Please give me a like if you've enjoyed this, and please don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you very much. I shall see you soon. Bye.